Hello, my name is. Hello. Hello there. My name is Hector, and I'm from Laredo, Texas. On this misty morning, I'd like to talk to you about some philosophy. Well, while it's important to look at the world as it is and not as it should be, we will be talking about the main difference between things as they appear and things as we want them to appear. One of the main reasons why people don't want to investigate the tyranny or look into the tyranny or the principle of government is force. It's based on violence and coercion, and it cannot function without it. And what obfuscates people from looking into the rabbit hole is that they want to believe. They want things to be a certain way. They're looking at things as they should be. So when they think of government, they don't think of government as taxation and generation of revenue and the control of society. And they see the benefits, and they they like to see only the beneficial effects of government. And there are some short-term benefits in government, and that is, once you steal enough money from people, you can choose to do whatever you like. You can build a new road, you can build a new bridge, and the immediate ramifications of that may please others. Others may be finding that road practical and very useful to their daily lives, and they will say, I'm glad that my taxes went to paying the roads, that my taxes are going to paying the teachers, or XYZ excuse, right? So when we see the government, when we talk to somebody who supports government, they will tell us of all the great positive results that come from supporting one particular candidate or party or policy or agenda in government. They don't want to do away with government. They want to reform it, make it more fine, more sophisticated, make it better. But see, when they follow along on what should be, what government should be more equitable and more approachable, and you should have your voice heard. But let's be reasonable and let's look at the big picture here. So earlier I mentioned that government can't function without the monopoly of force, or in other words, it's necessary for them to control you it is necessary for them to use violence to control society. And they use the excuse, of course, of keeping you safe, or government should keep you safe. But in all practicality, government can't keep you safe at all times. It's not an omnipotent being that can be everywhere and help you every time you need help. That's the big problem when you are allowing a nanny state or a welfare state to be your government, because you become domesticated. You become dependent on what they offer you, on what they're giving you as a monthly subsidy. And even more so, the problem with subsidies are that they take away money from some people and give it to others. That's what government does. It has to steal. It can't create. But the illusion is maintained by, well, government should be doing this, or government should be about this and that. So when you talk to somebody who supports Bernie Sanders, they will say people should have free education. People should have free education. People should have the basic necessities of life free of charge. And that is a very, very nice thing to say on the outward and the surface. Explicitly, it's a very nice thing to say. On the surface, it makes one feel very good, and it shows your positive intent or your benevolent intent towards your brothers and sisters, right? But if we really look into the rabbit hole of that euphemism, free stuff, what does it mean to have? What does it mean when a government offers you free stuff or offers you a solution, to do with money? We're going to take some money away from here and balance the budget over there and here and there. So while people will focus on the particularities and say, well, it's going to work because, there's some good intent behind it, they won't investigate the crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is that freedom is the expectation of nothing. Moreover, government can't create something out of nothing. It must take it from somewhere. So I don't support politics, and I don't support politicians, and I don't support the existence of government. I live life as I see fit. Now, this is a very difficult thing to say, because at the same time, I'm saying I wish that the world, or I think that the world should be free of government, but at the same time, I'm realizing, or I'm being realistic and saying government is not going away anytime soon. Perhaps this particular government will fail, but another will come about. So that is how I try to measure my life. I don't try to look at things as they should be, but as they are. So in other issues, this is a useful tool for me. This is a useful comparison for me, because I get to decide on how I should act more adequately, instead of just by my whimsical utopian desires to be free and not be burdened by other people's weakness. So I like to be free, but I understand that the world is not a very free place. So what solutions are they? What can I do? If I'm barely waking up and I am understanding that the rulers of the world are not really beholden to the people, and they in fact are interconnected agents, are interconnected people of interest who promote their own particular agenda because of various reasons. And the middle class is dwindling, and our dollar's worthless, and people are pretty much acting crazy and erratically. Society is turning down and going way south to hell. And I am not a Christian or a traditionalist, and I like to say these things up front, because that means that the problem is not an ideological one. It's not dependent on Christianity seeing the devil, is what I'm trying to say. The problem is there, and it's real, and it's nothing to do with traditionalism or Christianity. It's the dysfunction of individuals, which is very harmful and toxic at the basic unit of society. People or individuals, there is no such thing as we. There is just individuals existing in the immediate now. So the abstract, vague notion of we, the collective, the big group, tells us or shames us, coerces us with guilt and ostracism to act and behave a certain way. You see, the people in our society, or who run society and manage society, understand this very fact, that people want leaders. They crave to be validated. They want others to respect them and accept them. But that is just part of our human development, and it has a very good part of it and it has a very negative part of it. The negative part of our human nature is that we adapt to our conditioning. We have a normalcy bias, and because we wake up this morning, we are led to believe that all of our previous actions have led to this moment, and things are just fine because I chose them and I'm free. And I forgot that I am a habitual creature. What does that mean? Is that your own ideology, your own way of seeing things blinds you to the reality, to the greater reality of things as they are. So while we measure things or we judge things, let us not forget ourselves. Let us not forget that there is an interaction between the inner world and the outer world. The outer world, of course, is a physical matrix. It's uncontrollable. The physical world cannot be controlled by one particular agency. It's seemingly chaotic, but it has a spontaneous order to it. It's bigger than us. It's very mysterious, but it communicates with us. Animals, the wind, everything around us can communicate in some form of another. Time, the perception of time, is not the same as one would observe if they were waiting to hear bad news at a hospital. But if you were at, let's say, at the beach smoking a joint, you'll be having a very fast, happy time. And it also works for other things like that. There are different time waves. There are different perceptions of time. And you need to understand where you are in your particular time and place. Who are you as a person, and what's your perception, and how is that blinding you? That is a very important thing if you wish to be free. But if you want to play along with the theater of politics and the illusions that people carry with themselves every day, then you're free to do so. There is no quarrel about that. But remember, freedom is a choice, and freedom is the expectation of nothing. Don't be afraid. Open your heart, open your mind, and speak up. What is true to you today? This is Hector Cubillos from politicalscams.me, out here in this misty, sunny morning, thinking about life and hoping you the best. Until later.